question says, which of the following does not have a value of 3/4? If I was a test maker and had this in front of me, what do you think you should circle? Not. That's exactly right. Do you think that's a word people might gloss over and miss? Yes. Absolutely, okay? Of negative 3/4. So we're looking for something that is not negative 3/4. So we have the opposite of negative 3/4. So let's deal with this first. The opposite of negative 3/4 would be what?
3/4.
Just 3/4. And then we apply this, and that makes it what? Negative 3/4. Well, we're looking for not negative 3/4, so can that be the answer?
No.
No. Okay? B, how do I read that? The absolute value of negative 3/4. And what is that? Huh? Yeah, it's just 3/4. Is that negative 3/4? No. So is that the answer? Maybe. It could be one of those circle all like yesterday. We'll see. Oh, what do I do with this? I can simplify. What can I divide both of these by? By 3? I don't think so. Try again. By 4? Negative 12 divided by 4 would be negative 3, and 16 divided by 4 would be 4, and so it is negative 3/4. So because that is negative 3/4, so I'm looking for the not, so it can't be that. And now, how do we read this? The opposite of the absolute value of negative 3/4. So this piece would be what? 3/4. And then this makes it negative. I'm looking for things that aren't that. So the answer was B. Okay, how many people got B? Okay, how many of you actually worked it all out? Uh-oh. Well, at least you're honest. But goodness, guys, you have to work it all out, okay? Let's look at the board, okay? Today it says we can compare and order integers. So we've got some notes, some partner practice. You have a little bit of homework. How come I'm not looking at the board? We have a little bit of homework. You're going to finish a worksheet, and then your Imagine Math benchmark, that's due tomorrow. Please don't forget, okay? And then as a reminder, your 3 Imagine Math bonus lessons are due on 9/22. Okay? All right, let's get started. You don't have a question? Okay, we're going to be comparing. Guys, when we compare two things, we have to look at them closely together, right? Like if I said, I want to compare my height to Ms. Guerrero's, what would we need to do first? Well, yeah, we would need to get closer together, and then we would look at each other compared to each other. You can't just look at one thing and know. You have to look at both things, okay? So, to compare integers, you can compare the signs as well as the magnitude. That is a fancy word. What does magnitude mean? Size. You're going to compare the size and the signs of the number as well as where they're located on the number line. All right? Greater numbers are graphed further to the right. Lesser numbers are graphed further to the left. I don't think that's any new information. Okay? Do you have a question? Okay. Notice on the number line that we have 0 here. Positive numbers are going to the right. Negative numbers are going to the left. And just like we talked about before, as we go to the right, they're getting what? Bigger. As we go to the left, they're getting what? Smaller. Okay? To compare integers, we need to remember a few things, all right? First of all, this little symbol right here. How do you read that symbol? What does it mean? That symbol.
Greater.
Less than. Okay. I know that way back in elementary school, some wonderful teacher probably told you some awesome way to remember these signs. You can tell me one way that you learned. There's a whole bunch of them out there. The crocodile, tell me about the crocodile. The crocodile does what? That's right, the crocodile eats the big number. That is a way to remember it. Who learned another way? No? All y'all learned the crocodile? Nobody learned this one? It looks like a L, which stands for less than.
No.
Well, you could know it now. Ms. Ballard says, make the sign with your hand. Right? It looks like a L, which means less than. If I make my hand the other way, that's not an L, that's backwards. See what I'm saying? So that's not right. Alright? But whatever way that you need to remember is that it opens up to the larger number. Okay, so what does this one mean? More than, greater than. I also used to, when I taught elementary forever ago, if I had two numbers, another way I used to teach it was the big number gets 2 dots, the little number gets 1 dot, and then connect the dots. The big one gets more dots because it's bigger. Okay? And so you did learn that way? Good. The only problem with it is this gets you to the sign, but it doesn't get you to the words. But hopefully you know that 8 is greater than 1, right? Okay? Okay? All right. We're going to compare -5 and -2. So the first thing we want to do is, since it gave us a number line, let's use the number line. So -5 was here. -2 is here. So we could say, first they want us to tell you what is less than what. What's less than what? Is it? -5 is less than -2. How do you know? Because it's
closer to. Oh, farther away.
That's right, it's further to the left. Are you with me? It's further to the left. Okay? Or we could say that what is greater than what? Which one's greater?
-2.
-2 is greater than -5. Because -2, the greater one is further to the right. Okay? Are either of these more correct than the other? No, they're the same thing. Okay? It's like if I say Ms. Balish is older than Ms. Guerrero, Ms. Guerrero is younger than Ms. Balish. Are both of those statements true?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and not that one is not more true than the other. Okay? Let's look at the next one. -4 and 3. Here's -4. Here is 3. So tell me which one is less than the other one.
-4 is less than -3. No, 3.
It's not negative if you got +3. Perfect. Now tell me which one is greater than the other one.
3 is greater than -4.
Perfect. All right, you got it. Try this last one on your own. Okay, tell me what was less than what?
-3 was less than 3. 0.
And
0 was less than greater than -3.
there we go. Okay? All right. So that's the first step. So now, if you look at our objective, it says we can compare and order. So we've done step 1 just to compare. Now we want to put them in order, okay? Ordering integers. You can use a number line to order a set of integers. They can be ordered from least to greatest or greatest to least. Tell me least to greatest. Those are mathy words. Tell me in non-mathy words. Least to greatest.
More to least.
Least to greatest is the same as, give me another word besides least. Small
And to large.
Small to large, small to big, or, right?
Tiny to
Okay, so then greatest to least would be, yeah, big to small. Okay? You just gotta make sure you know those words, right? Okay, so now it's telling you to order the set -9, 6, -3, and 0 from least to greatest using a number line. So again, least to greatest, and here are the numbers. What should we do first? Yeah, put them on the number line. So, -9, 6, -3, and 0. So that was my first step. Now, do I really have any thinking to do? No, because they're on the number line, aren't they already in order?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we want to do it from least to greatest. So that means from the small to the big, right? So let's do it. Smallest one would be -9, and then what? -3, then what? 0, then what? 6. Okay? And that was so easy with the number line. But do you think you're always going to want to draw a number line?
No.
Why not?
Because it's too long.
It would take too long. And also, our numbers right here are pretty what? They're pretty small. What if I gave you -900, -35? Are you really going to want to draw a number line? So we need to come out with another way. It says, could we also order them by comparing the signs and the values? Okay? So what we're saying is, -9, I'm just taking the original list. We already know the answer, but we're just taking the original list. Okay? If I were you, first, I would put my negatives together and my positives together. Okay? So I've got -9 and -3, and then I know 0 always goes here, right? And then what goes here? 6. These just happen to be in order already, right? From small to big, because you have to remember, when it's negative, the bigger the number looks, it's really what? Smaller. Okay? So they're already in order the way we wrote them. But that was a way to do it without the number line, what we call like thinking through it. Okay? Questions? Okay, I think on the bottom of your page, do you guys have some space there? Or no, a little bit? Yeah, there you do. You got some space. So, we want you to order these from least to greatest. So, these are called brackets. They're just to put the set of numbers together. Okay? So, you might want to write these down. 12, -4, absolute value of -8, 6, and then -2. Okay? You've learned 2 methods for doing this. One is with a number line. The other is just by comparing. Which way do you think we want you to do it?
Comparing.
Do you really think that we care?
No. Yeah.
No, we don't. We don't care which way you do it because it's whatever way works for your mind, your brain. Got it? Okay. If you're at home, pause the video. Okay. I'm going to do this 2 different ways since there are 2 different methods, okay? The first one, I am going to use a number line, and this is a very basic, simple number line. Notice I'm not putting all the numbers on it, okay? Let's just start with the first one, 12. Tell me where 12 should go. Put it right, somewhere over here, okay? That's 12. I don't know what happened, okay? Done. Now, -4. Tell me where it should go.
To the left.
To the left. Somewhere over here. -4. Got it. Uh-oh. Before I can plot this one, what do I need to do with this one? I need to solve it. The absolute value of -8 would be what?
8.
It's just 8. So now let's go over here. Where should 8 go? Between what?
12 and 0.
Leo, you with me? Between 0 and 12. Somewhere here, I'm going to put my 8. Okay? Done. 6. Where would 6 go? Between 8 and 0. 6. Perfect. Oh, how about this one?
Up to 2.
So this would be -2 because this is just 2, and then the opposite of 2 is -2. So tell me where -2 goes. Between 0 and -4. Do you see now? They're already in order once I put them on the number line. Okay? So I can just answer the question. That would be -4, -2, 0, 6, absolute value of -8. Notice I put it back in its original form. And then 12. Okay? Now, so that was one way. How many of you use a number line similar to me? I'm just curious. Oh, y'all were all thinking, it's too hard. It's too long. That's okay. No worries. Now let's do it without it. Okay? First, looking for the least, I would compare -4, -2, and that one is only 8. So which one is smaller, -4 or -2? -4, then -2. Done with both of those, right? And so now all the rest of them are positive. So what's the next one?
6,
6,
8, 12,
and 12. Guys, is either method that I just did any better than the other? It really is whatever your brain likes, truly. Okay? How about try that next one? Try that next one. Number 2. Just number 2. You're at home, pause the video. Okay, so I'm going to do it again both ways. First, I'm just going to do a number line. Okay? And I put 0. Take it number by number. 31. Where should it go? To the right. Somewhere to the right. Okay? -5. Where should it go?
to
To the left. Somewhere to the left. -38. Where should it go?
the left.
Further to the left or between 0 and -5?
Further to the left.
Further to the left. Good job. -38. Okay. Oh, how do I read this one?
7.
Absolute value of -7, which is
7.
7. Now tell me where to put it.
And between 0 and
Between 0
31.
and 31. Perfect. Uh-oh. The opposite of -16. So what's that? What would that be?
16.
Positive 16. And where do I put it? Between the 7 and the 31. Guys, does it matter that it's not evenly spaced? No. This was just so that I could put them in order. It doesn't matter that my number line is really not exactly correct. That's okay. Now I can answer the question, right? Here we go. Oh, well, it was least to greatest, yes? Okay, so least would be
38.
-38, -5.
0.
Well, 0 was, I like to put 0 on the number line, but that actually wasn't part of the set. Sorry about that. Did I do that last time? Oh, good. No, I did. No, I did. I did?
Yes.
Oh, oopsie, this did not belong there. That was my bad. My bad. That didn't belong there. And then what? 7, 16, 31. Okay? Now, for the people that did not do a number line, first, let's take our negatives, right? So we've got -5, -38, and that's it. So which one is smaller? -38, then -5. Perfect. I don't have any zeros, so now the rest of them are positive. 31, 7, and 16. So what do we do next? 7, 16, 31. Okay? Guys, does anybody have any questions? How are you feeling about it? All right. I have one more. If you can find some space, you may need to turn your paper over. I would like for you guys to try this one all on your own. At the very bottom, it looks like some space. Please try this one all by yourself. Okay? Pause the video if you're home. Do it greatest to least. I'm actually going to start doing this without the number line. How many of you do it without the number line? A whole bunch of you. I'm going to do it that way, and then we'll check it with the number line. Okay? All right. Guys, this time it was greatest to least, which means what? Biggest to small. So that means I want to look at which one's first, positives or negatives? Positives, because I want the biggest. So I need to look at 2. And this. Oh, I better have an answer for that. What's that? -2, right? Okay, so which one's bigger, 62 or 2? 62. Then 2. Done, done. All right, now I gotta look at my negatives, but I'm looking for the biggest one. Okay, switch your brain. If you're looking for the biggest negative number, it's really the one that looks what? Small, right? So -4, -2, or -31, which one is the biggest? -2, good. Then what? -4, then what? -31. Yes. That is the answer. Let's check it on the number line. Okay. Where should I put 2? To the right. -4.
To the right.
To the left. It doesn't matter. We're just putting it on the number line. How about negative absolute value of 2? Where'd that go? -2.
4.
Between this and this. That's what I need to hear.
Between -4 and 0.
Good. So -2 would go here. 62.
On the right.
On the right of what?
Far right.
Far right. I like that. and then negative 31. Far left, I love it. And now let's check it. Is it in order going this way? Again, greatest to least. 62, 2, negative 2, negative 4, negative 31. Yes, we got it right. Okay? How are we doing? Good, pretty easy, I hope. All right, turn your paper over on the back. Guys, all I want you to do is number 1 through 8. That's the top little section only, and stop, and then we're going to check, okay? Pause the video. There we go. The way we're going to check this is we're going to read it like a good 6th grader should. 18 is less than 23. Negative 9 is less than negative 1. Negative 3 is greater than. 8 is greater than. 6 is greater than. 0 is less than. 6 is greater than. And negative 23 is less than. How do we do? Does anybody have a question? Now, please, is the time to ask. Hey, Mr. Saul, did you have a cool way to remember this? We went over this before you got in here, and I said, some teacher in your early childhood probably told you a way to remember this, and they said the alligator eats the big one. And I talked about the 2 dots go to the big, and do you have any other way? And I also said, make the sign like this. And I said, and then look, it looks like a L for less than.
Now, I've always known the dots are the alligator.
Because I said this gets them to get the symbol, but sometimes they can't read it out loud. And so when they make this thing,
To me, it's 2 is greater than 1.
right, but if you're reading the symbol out loud, that's where they're having trouble.
Oh.
And so then it's like when they point it, oh, it looks like an L, so it's less.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, I just wondered if I did. The dots is what I, okay, guys, so if we're good, the rest of this page is your homework and Imagine Math Benchmark. So right now, you can work on either one of those things. We still have like 15 minutes left of class, which is quite a bit, and we don't get it all that